Yes, people, welcome back to your official match preview for Liverpool's final Champions League group phase game. PSV Eindhoven versus Liverpool. Doyle is with me. How are we, fella? Long time no see.
I know, yeah, mad that. Didn't see you 5 minutes ago. I'm very well, lad. Very, very good.
Big
Just
game this.
looking. Yeah, I wanna win it, lad.
I want to win.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
going for. Having said that, big changes needed. I mean, this is a game that you can start Chiesa, you can start Jaden Danz, in my opinion. You can
Yeah.
start Gerald Quansah, you can start Kelleher. We're going to get into our lineup shortly. Um, big up Dia, who's just entered the room. She's slowly retreated. We won't be long. Big up to her each and every time, man. She almost made her Kop TV debut there. Bless her. Right, Doyle, some facts and figures for you. Right now, PSV Eindhoven have 11 points in the Champions League group phase. They currently sit 19th place, a point below Celtic in 18th place. As things stand, with Liverpool hopefully finishing in first place, as things stand, we could be playing Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juventus, or
Horrible.
Celtic. But
Absolutely horrible, lad.
I know it's a joke, right?
It's
But
it's like it's actually it's like what? What's the
I know,
reward we
I
get
know
for
it's
finishing first?
it's absolutely mental. But this is the reason why they've
Not
gone
a
with this
joke.
format for the Champions League, because on Wednesday night, every single game in this competition kicks off at the same time. So I'm hearing that there are a potential of 20 teams that Liverpool could face in that kind of round of 16 game, as it were, at this point, because there's still so much to be undecided. You look at Man City, they're on 8 points, bro. 8 points across 7 games so far. They're
That
in
is
25th.
so bad.
If they win,
So bad.
and if Stuttgart lose, if Sporting Lisbon lose, if PSG lose, if Benfica lose, Man City could go above them. But just below Man City is Dinamo Zagreb on the same point. Shakhtar Donetsk are there as well. Um, Anything below that, there's no way that these teams can get there. But now it does actually matter where these teams finish and qualify. So a bit of context to their season. Currently first in I was going to say Serie A, in the Eredivisie there, Doyle. They're
Yeah,
ahead
man.
of Ajax. They've only lost 3 times this season. Utrecht are in third, Feyenoord in fourth, FC Twente in fifth. And there's a couple players that I'm going to read out to you that you've probably heard of. Irving Lozano, who's a Mexican international. They've got Luke de Jong, who must be at least 39 these days, right? He's 34, so ignore me. But he's a very
Old, and
fantastic player.
I
Ivan
remember them.
Perisic, he's 35, right? We remember him from his time at Tottenham,
Is
Inter
that where he
Milan.
is now? Such a
That's where he is
mercenary, lad.
now. Proper journeyman.
Still
Serginho
there, though.
Dest, still there, still about. Serginho Dest, the
Yeah,
24-year-old year
yeah.
old who was at Barcelona.
He's
Now,
American, isn't
he was actually born in the Netherlands, but plays for the US men's national team for sure. Joey Veerman, the midfielder. And these are all lads, by the way, that Cody Gakpo will have a really good relationship with when he plays against them. And that's about it. But listen, you could argue they're overperforming. Their stadium, the Philips Stadion, Liverpool played there loads of times in the Champions League era. 35,000 capacity. And their last few games read like this. We'll go back to their last big win, which was just at the start of December. They beat Utrecht away 5-2. They beat Twente 6-1. They actually lost to Brest in the Champions League, but then they lost to Herenveen. But then they beat a second round KNVB Cup opponent. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, but they won 8-0. Then they beat Feyenoord 3-0, which must have hurt Arne
Oh,
Slot.
well.
They drew to
Yeah.
Alkmaar. They beat Excelsior 5-4 in the cup. And then they lost to PEK's Wall, who I actually have their shirt in my drawer here somewhere. But that's Arne Slot's original team, right? That's where he's from. So big
I
up the
remember.
Zwol, who beat PSV. They then won with 10 men away at Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League. So they're buoyed still off that. And then they did win yesterday 3-2, Doyle. So listen, this is a team that scores plenty of goals. This is a
Yeah.
team who are desperate to win this game because it helps them get a better position to qualify for the next round. As much as we need to rest players, these are no mugs, Doyle. So
No,
how would you approach this game?
I think we can still rotate. The beauty about our squad at the moment is there's loads of depth. There's depth in quality, lad. It's not necessarily that we're having massive drop-offs. When you look at somebody like maybe Chiesa coming in for Salah, I think that's the biggest drop-off, right? And that's because Chiesa just hasn't played much football in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever. So,
Yeah.
and Mo Salah's one of the greatest players ever. But in reality, when you're swapping Tsimikas for Robbo, when you're bringing in Quansah or Connor Bradley, yes, the other players are better, but there's not a huge. I'm not worried. I don't get scared. The same with Kelleher when he's coming in for Allison. These type of players don't make me worry because time after time they show up for Liverpool, lad. So we can still beat a PSV team that are a good team, but with our B team, that's what City have been doing for years. That's why they've been so successful, lad. That's how they're able to fight on so many fronts. Liverpool have sort of, not the same, but we've sort of got a team like that. Think about how rich in depth we've got, lad. We've got so many players of quality. Loads.
Yeah. So let's get into
We
our
can beat a
lineup
team like this.
prediction then.
Go on.
Yeah, I
Simicast.
totally agree. In goal, Kelleher. Would you go with
Yeah,
Kelleher?
man. Yeah. Oh,
Kelleher
no, do
in
you know what?
goal.
Yeah. And
Garros.
do you know why? No, I was going to say Allison, right? But then, honestly, I want Allison to keep going with his shot stopping and stuff and stay in form. But honestly, he gets injured that much. I'm just scared that he might just pick up a stupid injury for no reason. So I'll just put Kelly in.
Put Kelly in, right? We're happy
Yeah.
with that. I think everyone would agree in the chat as well to have Kelly in for that one. Um, who could you go for at right back that isn't Trent? Connor Bradley, would you start him in this one? I would.
Of course, lad. Who couldn't you go? Connor Bradley, lad. Talking
Connor
about, bro.
Bradley.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen much of him since Trent's kind of gone back in the team. But yeah, Connor Bradley can start this one without question.
Come
Listen,
on.
there's an argument to give Virgil a rest, but Arne Slot doesn't do that with Virgil, does he?
I
So
know. Never.
play him.
Never, ever, ever. I guess you're gonna have to just do it by default because he never ever doesn't play him, lad. So
Who'd you put next to him?
Hendo. I like
Oh,
Hendo and
see, I
centre
like
back.
your thinking. I like,
I
by the
like
way, and
Hendo and centre
CISO
back.
for Ipswich should
Yeah,
have been
should have had a
sent
red
off.
card, lad.
Absolute
That was a
disgrace.
load of shite, that decision, lad.
Yeah, and
Like,
Endo, bless him, he gets up, shakes his head a couple of times, and just cracks on.
that's
Bro,
why he's got a gum
he had
shield
a
on.
full knee to the neck
I
area
don't know.
and the face. Like that's why he wears his gum shield because he puts his face where it gets hurt. But do you know what? I was going to say Quanta. Let us know in the chat if you think we're chatting rubbish here. But I would go Endo with Virgil as well. I don't
I just
think.
like Hendo in that role, lad. He's just so secure. Really?
Yeah,
Why not?
Endo and
Throw him in
Virgil
there.
left back Simicast. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, man. Left
Um,
back, Simi.
left back Simi. So midfield. I would love Ryan Gravenberch to not play in this game, but it's against PSV. It's in Holland. I think you play him.
He's going to play. He's
I know,
definitely
but
going to play.
in
So
theory,
is
I would
Mache.
like him to have a rest though. Is Maka playing? Maka is
He's
playing
gonna
as well,
play
isn't he?
Mache. Yeah,
Um,
he's going to.
and he's gonna play Soboslai, isn't he?
Probably, mate.
Probably.
That's just what
I
Slot
mean,
does, lad. We've been looking for it. He's played one. The only team I can think that's been a sort of weak inside was against Accrington Stanley, lad. That is quite
yeah,
literally. He's taken every game super seriously,
and I like
and
that. I don't mind that
yeah,
at all.
I don't see that. That's how we've won so many games. And credit to him, like he's kept the players fit, touch wood. And I guess when he first came in, he mentioned that they need to players like Trent. He was saying like you're in this red line for running and all that. So maybe he's just good at somehow rotating them without us knowing, or something in training. I don't know, lad, but it's working so far. So let him do what he wants. But he's probably going to play that midfield, yeah. Gravenberch, Mache, Szoboszlai.
I like it. I mean, you could play Harvey Elliott in a Soboslai position. Maybe you bring him on. Depends how the game's going. And then up front, see, earlier on I said this is where you can start a Jaden Danza Chiesa, but now we've gone through the midfield. We started off changing it a bit in the defence, but the midfield
Nah, I
stayed
would
the
still do
same.
it. I'd say Nunes, Chiesa, Gakpo.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that. Jaden Danz did make his Champions League debut earlier on in the season, I think briefly. So again, time to bring him on. Give Salah a rest. I mean, if the game's not going in our favour, of course you can bring him on. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm actually
Yeah.
more than happy with that because it's a
That'll
little
win us
bit
the
of a
game.
change. And then off the bench, you can bring on Harvey Elliott, you can bring on Mo Salah, you can bring on Luis Diaz. If you need to, Robbo, if you need to, maybe, Quansah, if there's an injury, touch wood, there isn't. But yeah, I'm happy with that. What is your score prediction? Because let's not forget, Liverpool win this game, that'll be 8 out of 8 in the Champions League group phase. It's never been done before. We've won 6 out of 6 in the group phase before, but this is the league phase. If we win this game, we finish top. We're the favourites for the competition. If we don't get all 3 points, Barcelona can catch us, but we'd have to lose the game, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to have one more look at the table just to get that confirmed.
Yeah, we'd have to lose, but we've got better goal difference, I think, as well.
Yeah, so we'd have to lose the game. Exactly. We have a better goal difference, but if we lost it heavily, they could overtake us. They're 2 better than us, their goal differences at the minute.
They've got better, yeah.
They
Fair
have
play to them,
scored.
man.
They've scored 11 more goals than we have. That's mad. We've
They
just been
also
super.
conceded a whole bunch, though.
They have 11.
We've conceded
that's true.
2.
Exactly.
2 goals
That is
we've
true.
conceded, lads.
That is unbelievable. And one of them was against Lille. Unbelievable.
It's going to be
So
1-0
yeah,
to Liverpool tomorrow, lad. That's what the score is going to be.
1-0. You'll take that.
Yeah, it's going to be 1-0.
Wednesday night, 1-0, you reckon, yeah?
Bash, 1-0.
You know what? It's the first time this season I've predicted a 0-0, but I like it. I love a clean sheet. And this goes to show, if Liverpool do win this game, this goes to show actually that we've got the best squad in Europe. If we can afford to make all these changes, which I think he will make at least 3 or 4, then it confirms our position as the best team in Europe for me. So, big game still. Yes, you can make some changes, some. But let's not forget, as much as we can almost take our foot off the gas for this one, PSV will be putting their foot to the pedal because they still need the win. They want to finish high as possible. It's their stadium. It's the last game. So they're taking no prisoners. They're not looking at us and saying, oh, look, they'll rest, so we'll go easy. No, mate, they're looking to beat us. They're looking to scalp us, the first team in the Champions League under Arne Slot to do so. So that's how they're going to look at the game. But we're both going for 1-0. What do you in the chat think as well? Don't forget, we'll be at Box Park Liverpool for this one. Fan cams to come after, and then we'll have a live watch along of the big one on Saturday for you, Bournemouth versus LFC, and then we're back in the studio for episode 151 with Doyle next week. Bro, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it once again. As always, smash that like button, people. Get your comments in, lineup predictions, score predictions, and then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take care. All the best. Doyle, any last minute messages?
Up the Reds, let's hope we win both of these games and we kick on because Bournemouth's going to be difficult and I want Arne Slot to go back to the Dutch land and win. Yeah, that's all. I guess that's good, isn't it?
That's it. That's
Good
fine.
final
Yeah.
pitch.
All right, guys. Take care. All the best.